up, everyone? Thank you for watching the video number 5 of the tutorial of the bonus content that I gave you with the HR Expert Server tool. So in order for you, to benefit as much as you can with, the server tool, with the server tool, you are capable of having your average salary per week. So what I decided to do is to build a side program on the side, a side Excel sheet that you will be able to use to do your own budget and pace it. It's an amazing tool. It's super easy to use. So what you got to do first is just to put here your average salary a week from the server tool. The moment you put this here, it will calculate your monthly net income. And from there, you can just, write down your fixed expense costs. So for instance, me, I just, put some random number to show you what it does exactly. So, mortgage, phone, cell phone, electricity, cable, maintenance and repair, vehicle insurance, license if paid that month. So let's say your birthday is at the month of March. Well, you just put it in the month of March, the expense of your license. And then you get school tax per month and city tax per month. This you can put it right here. You just put the total amount when you receive them, and it will just divide them in 12 months, and you're gonna have your payment on a monthly. If you don't like doing that and you'd rather just do it when let's say your school taxes are due for the month of April, you can just click there and just add them instead of using the divider here. Other than that, you have the property insurance, REER investments, and this at the end is your total fixed expense. So the moment you get that, automatically you'll get your income fixed expense after right here. And then right after, you can decide to put some savings, and it will just let you have your budget for secondary expense. In the secondary expense, there are many things that are calculated within that. I'll just show you exactly how it works. So this is for the fixed cost expense tab. If you go over the monthly budget pacing tool and you click on it, you can see this is exactly where you'll be able to pace your budget. So the way it works is first it reports exactly the monthly secondary expense budget, which is right there. And it's like money left after fixed expense and saving from previous tab. After that, what it does is over here, you have latest expense entry date. So you'll be able to, report all your expense on the secondary expense tab. And automatically, when you'll put it in, if you put a date beside it, it will tell you exactly when is the latest expense entry date. And what it's going to do after, it's not really clear right now because you don't have any example, but I'll just fill it out for you and show you. It will give me exactly where exactly I am in percentage in my month. So let's say if my last expense entry date is at the 15th of January, it will say that I am at 50% of the month, and it will be represented on this graphic. Same thing for the monthly secondary expense. What it's going to do is it's going to accumulate all my expense in the month of January, and it's going to write it there, and it's going to give me a percentage of the budget divided by the amount spent. And it will give me another percentage, which will also give me a graphic for that. Now, I know it's not really clear, as I said. I'm going to fill out, in a couple examples, and I'll show you after. You'll see it's crazy. So the next tab is the secondary expense tab. Over here is where you report all your expenses. So what is really important, it's written right there. It's when you're writing an expense, you must write the date in this format. So it's year, month, and days. Otherwise, the sheet won't work properly. So this is an example. Let's say I'm writing down an expense for the 1st of January. I write down $250 of grocery, $50 of gas, no restaurant, maybe $100 of shopping, nothing there, nothing there, and nothing there. I have $500 expenses that will be reported automatically in my monthly budget pacing tool. All right, so there it is. I just filled out a couple of days for an example just to show you exactly what it does. So you can see here that I did some expense on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, I did nothing, the 4th, I did some expense, and my latest expense entry date is on the 21st of January. So what it's going to say is when I click on the monthly budget pacing tool, there you go. So I can see that on the 21st of January, I'm at 64.5% of the month. And I can see that I spent 84% of my budget. Now over here, what it says is that I'm over budgeting my pace right now. I'm 19.66% over my budget for where the month is presently. So this is telling me one thing: I need to slow down if I want to make sure to make my budget by the end of the month. Now the latest tab is the expense category per month. What is cool is that you'll see exactly how much expense you did in where per month. So let's say right now all the expenses that I've done were in the month of January, but if, for instance, I want to make a test, oh, sorry, wrong tab. I want to go there and I want to go to the month of December, let's say. I'm just going to write this over here and I'm going to say, okay, I spent $500 in grocery. If I go here, you can see that for the month of December, I spent $500. You don't need to do anything, for it to be recognized. You just need to write the right date in the right format. Now, if those categories for you are not appropriate to what you're spending, you can always change them. It's not a problem. You can just double click on them even if it's all protected. Those cells are not protected, so you can change them to what your needs are. And it's the same thing over here if you want to do the same thing. So I hope this tool will be really helpful for all of you. And thank you very much for your trust.